Hmm. Yeah. All right. Got the tunes going on. Got the tunes going. So this week has been interesting, right? This past week. So the key things that I want to recap on before moving on to the breakdown is one, I've learned. Oh, my headphones are running out of charge, man. One thing that I massively learned was I've been trying to trade without the strategy, with the strategy's tools, but without using the structure of the strategy. So what I mean by that is I've been trading just based off what I see. Like all the time frames could be bullish, but I could still take a sell, and I would have. And I've realized now that I need to combine these two, right? So to first, what I've done is analyze the markets from just market structure, from my intuition from the market structure. Then I've gone and graded all the markets, and now I'm seeing, okay, this makes sense to my intuition, but does it make sense to the logical side? The creative side and then the logical side, the left and the right side of the brain. I need it to make sense in both of these, and that's the trade that I'm going to be taking because it could make sense on the intuitional side of my brain, but it doesn't make sense on the logical side of my brain, which is what I see, my intuitional side, and then the strategy and the grade system, which is the logical side. So I've combined those two now in the two stages of analysis. So analyzing it just purely what I see, like, okay, I like the look, I can see price pushing down, yada, yada, yada. Then I'll go over and grade it all. Then I'll actually see what confidences we have. Do I have 70%? And then this way now I'm going to wean out all those unnecessary trades, right? And I'm going to be focusing on the highest probability trades. I know I should have been doing this anyways, but I had to go through just trading that based off of my intuition to kind of like fine tune it. So now I'm better prepared to incorporate the grading strategy back into the system, into the overall system of my trading. So we go 70% minimum trade or 65%, depending on how risky. But we could put 65% minimum. So minimum D plus setup, because they have to one be intuitional and logical. So I already want to trade it, but if it doesn't meet the 65%, I don't trade it. Because what I've been doing is it could have a 40%, 30%, 50%, and I would have been trading it because I wasn't calculating anything. I was just trading it, calculating my risk, trading it, but grade system, no, nothing. Oh, that's good shit. But that's the main thing. What else did I think of this week? Yeah, I've not been taking profits. I've been seeing price push. I was up at 1 to 5. I even acknowledge I'm at 1 to 5, 4-hour dojis. I didn't even close. This is on the funded account. I didn't even close, right? Because my mind was in sort of a FOMO state. Because I've been seeing trades that I've been taking and they've been going and pushing. I've been exiting at 1 to 2, and that trade's gone on to a 1 to 5, a 1 to 6. I've been exiting at like a 1 to 1.7, and that trade's gone on to hit 1 to 4. Shit like that I've been seeing a lot of. And I feel like that affected me to the point where I was so focused now on I am like sort of like revenge holding. I'm gonna fucking catch that winner. I am gonna catch that winner. It's like I don't need to catch that winner. So I realized I need to set a goal for the week, profit wise, because I have no goal. So I'm seeing I lost 2 trades. I'm at 5% on one trade. I could have closed half, been up profit 0.5% already, and let the rest run. Stop loss to break even. But no, I didn't because I held. But what would have incentivized me more to close would have been having a set profit target. You know, I could have even closed that 1 to 5 completely, been up 3% for the week. But having that incentive from, okay, my goal is 2% for the week. I'm currently made back my 2% loss and I'm up 2% for the week. That's my trading week done. That's what I'm focused on doing, right? Because closed profit is profit, floating profit, it don't mean shit. And this is the thing, right? Yes, I've been losing and losing trades, but I'm placing winning trades. That's the thing. I'm placing winning trades. I'm just not closing them. So in my mind, I'm like, bro, you know what you're doing. Just push the close button. Like, cash out them profits. Mm. Mango protein yogurt is banging. Anything else? Anything else new since I've yeah, back doing my weekly goals as well. Not my weekly goals, my daily shit, right? So we just have goals: run 10k, pass 5k, weigh 78 kg, AM, make my bed, hydrate, 50 push-ups. Keep it simple, but something simple you can keep the momentum rolling with. And then a to-do list. So we write down the goals, the AM routine, and then the to-do list for the next day. I typically have been writing 3 things that are going to help me achieve my goals. So like today was apply grades to my trades, go over July trades. Yesterday was back test a monthly, weekly, and daily. Then it was boxing and then massage gun. But that's the type of shit, etc., etc. But yeah, I've just been getting back more on the ball, man. Now I'm gonna implement an 8:30 wake up time again. You know, and having a girlfriend, I was like, yeah, I was kind of more hesitant, right? But now I'm just like, fuck that, bro. Like, if you were to say, oh, I won't be awake till this time, and she's like, oh, come see me. Oh, but I want to see you. Come see me before that. Then pussios, right, would be like, oh, okay, and then bend their schedule, bend their routine to that yell. But you cannot do that, right? You have to be focused on the mission, right? And if she ain't on board with that mission, then she's getting off the train. Because this train is going it's going in this direction either way. It's going up, motherfucker. So you either hop on and you can ride it up, or you can be a nuisance and try and hold it down. And you know what we do when you try and hold it down. You cut the dead weight. Oh, it's too heavy. It's not moving quick enough. Dead weight, anything dead weight, get rid of it. Sick, twisted motherfucker. We got money to make though. We got progress to take. Yeah. All right, so those are the key things, right? Mixing intuitional with the grade system, getting back on my daily to-do list and my goals and my AMs, implementing the morning routine back into my schedule. I've been smashing the fucking gym. My food, I'd say I've been at about 60%, 60% consistency with my food. That needs to be upped 100%. But I've been gaining size. My arms are looking bigger. They're filling out my work shirt a bit more now. It's good shit. But I want to train so bad you don't understand. I know I have to take a rest day because my body's been hammered the past 2 weeks. Work wise, sleep wise, gym wise, boxing wise, bro. I know I can train after I sleep. I'll sleep today. I'll wake up at 8:30 and then I'll train in the evening. I just want to go train, my nigga. I want to go train now. But we're gonna get into this fucking breakdown, brother. All right. These headphones are pissing me off, man. They're just going beep 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 beep. Low battery. I'm like, bro, I know. Just shut up and then die. All right. So before I get into this, right, another thing that I forgot to go over was zooming out, right? Zooming out to the monthly to also gain a better understanding of where the weekly could potentially move, which will then lead to understanding better where the daily might move. This just completely opened my eyes trading wise. So I'm just gonna put this in this so we get everything. Right, pair number one, my brother. Right, starting off on the monthly. Fucking shit, it's pissing me off, man. Like, shut up, you cunt. Right, so what I'm looking at on the monthly, right, you can see price hits this area, it has a big bullish reaction. Price hits this area, big bullish reaction. Price has hit this area. What can we potentially see? Big bullish price action. Okay, we've already had a massive bullish candle. This monthly candle has 26 days. So when I'm coming on the weekly, I'm looking, I'm seeing, okay, price has just shifted. Price has just shifted structure. Right, let me change this fucking tune, bro. Dickhead. Yeah, price has just shifted structure on the weekly. Had a tiny little pullback to this area. And why I think we could potentially see the continuation of the push up is because of how strong this price action is. Granted, we could have a pullback, but we could potentially see the wick push and then a pullback deeper. But from what I'm analyzing on the daily, you can see how we created this beautiful pullback structure with this daily hammer, not daily, weekly hammer, and price could potentially continue to push up, right? Right, this beeping is going to piss me off to where I smash this. But what I'm looking at now is I'm looking at the daily and I'm seeing how the daily is pulling back so nicely to not only this psychological level, but these previous resistance points. Previous resistance point, you know, price broke and retest this area. Not super clean structure, but it has done, you know. So then we come back over here and we say, okay, well, the daily, right, fuck off. Right? So we can see that the daily is pulling back. It's pulled back to a specific area. We've had a doji rejection, we've had a candle push into it, and then we've had a bullish engulfing. Bullish engulfing rejection from the same area. We had a doji rejection, all from the psychological level / area of interest. So it looks to me that we have the potential to continue pushing up to some degree. Do I think we're going to be pushing up into this region? Maybe, maybe not. But what I do think is we are going to see a little more of a bullish push, which I can capitalize on. And then what I'm seeing on the 4 hour is we've had a shift of structure, break above the EMA, a shift of structure, a break above the EMA at the daily potential higher low after a daily engulfing and a rejection. So everything is indicating to me that we're not finished pushing up yet. There's still a little bit more buyers in this market. So we've had the rejection from the area now. This, I don't like how we've already tapped into this zone and seen such a strong seller's presence. But when I go down time frames, we can see that the 2 hour shifted bullish, higher low, higher high, EMA. The 1 hour shifted bullish, higher low, higher high, EMA. So literally what I'm waiting for is potentially a little bit more of a pullback into these. See that rejection from the 1 hour EMA, see the rejection from the 2 hour EMA, the rejection from the 4 hour EMA, and then take a position here with my stop loss somewhere underneath the lows. I might take profit at this previous resistance, something I wasn't doing last week. Last week, I would have been like, oh, okay, we're at a potential beginning of the push, right, for the weekly. So let me target some stupid place up here. Let me target that previous wick or something, rather than realizing, okay, this is a solid little setup here that we could take. But that's the first trade anyways. That trade's doing all right. The grades wherever the fuck the grade went. There it is. 65% without the engulfing, so it'll be a C plus setup if we get the entry. You can see daily area of interest, daily engulfing rejection, psychological rejection, 4-hour retesting previous structure, 2-hour shift of structure, just waiting for the engulfing entry signal at the 4-hour lower high. But even if you go 15, we have yet to shift structure. But if price does happen to pull back deeper past this point from this EMA, then see the big bullish push from the higher time frames EMA, shift structure, right? Create that sort of wick rejection on the higher time frames, then have a wick pullback, not a wick pullback, have a pullback to create the higher low on the 15-minute, which will then be that little wick rejection again on the higher time frames, and then the impulse, which will be that bullish engulfing, and then the bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, right? Next pair, starting to get at the monthly. Me say big fuck off rejection, eh? Big fuck off rejection. So you see this major monthly rejection to the EMA, to this structural point. So monthly out of interest being rejected. Then we come to the weekly. We're at high, we're pulling back. Yes, this is the middle of the move, not an ideal place to take a position. But there is still downwards potential towards this magnet zone, right? Area of interest, psychological level, EMA. So many things pulling price to this level so it can gain all the buying strength it needs to continue to push up. Then, my friends, we move down a time frame after seeing monthly rejection, weekly pulling back. We see a left head, right shoulder. What we're currently doing, retesting the neckline. Absolutely splendid. Multiple small bullish candles. Just what I want to see. So now I'm on my lower time frame. I'm looking, right, where can I get a trade? Where can I get a trade? This looks beautiful. 4-hour is already bearish. It's rejecting the EMA, rejecting god damn, rejecting the area of interest. Beautiful, beautiful price action. Okay, the 2 hours just had a shift of structure at the 4-hour potential lower high. So that 2-hour just indicated that this is the potential 4-hour lower high. All I'm simply waiting for is a quick little rejection off of this EMA on the 1 hour and the 2 hour at 30-minute, and I'm just waiting for a little pullback into this zone. I'm looking to take my trade. And I'm looking to hold the position till around this level here, somewhere back to these lows, because we have a strong support here for 1. So a 1 to 2, we can cash out if we need. But also the daily EMA is coming up where we can see that rejection to then potentially create and I don't want to be in that. I realized last week I was trying to hold these daily and weekly trends where I don't want to be in the market for this just for price to hit my take profit right at this level. I'm happy with just getting in on this, getting out, taking my profits, wait for this, get in on this. I don't need to hold it throughout all this just to catch. Like, let's just run that hypothetical, okay? Jesus Christ. Entry, right? Let's say 10 pips. Let's just say, for example, that was a 1 to 3. Okay? That was a 1 to 4. That was a 1 to 5. But you held that one position for a 1 to 5. And granted, this may not actually happen, but what I'm about to explain is a 1 to 3, okay? A 1 to 3. So by taking one trade, take profit, one trade, hits take profit, you just increased your risk to reward by 1%. Then price comes back again. You get another potential. There you go. You just added. You see, when you look at it like that, you don't need to hold the whole thing. You can do, but We're here to take profits, to make profits and take the profits. But this I'm looking to enter straight away next week. But potentially we're going to see that wick up, rejection. That's what we're looking for. Next pair. This again, beautiful left head, right shoulder on the daily. Broken up the neckline. Some people would debate whether is this the neckline. Potentially, you want to see a cleaner break and retest of that. But we broke it under this point. Still bullish. Not the cleanest setup in the world, but you got to trust your gut and trust your analysis, my brother. So monthly again had the monthly again has had the rejection to this upside. Monthly shifted structure. I believe no. It technically didn't, but well, we're going to count this as a shift of structure bullish. Monthly shifted structure bullish. Weekly's had two dojis and a push down, indicating the reversal. So now price is ready to start pushing back properly and have another candle push down. The daily is at that left head, right shoulder. Nice rejection candlestick. The 4 hour shifted bullish. So I do think, right, when it comes to this trade, I do think that we could potentially see the push up further, see price slow around about this EMA, and then have the push. And what that would be a bullish candle, right? Pull back to here to then create that next push to the downside. So this one I'm very wary of. I do love how the 2 hour shifted structure though. This is where the conflict comes. The 4 hour shifted structure bullish. The 2 hours just shifted bearish, indicating that this high is over. Indicating that this high is over after a 4 hour rejection to the EMA to the psychological level. We could very much see the continuation of this push to shift structure, test this area of interest, see that spike rejection, pull back up, and then yeah, we could see price tap in, have a pullback up, and then end the week around there, and then see another push down, yada yada yada. But that's what I'm looking at anyways for this. I would take an entry at the beginning of the week, and if price does happen to stop me out and pull back, I'll look for a second entry here. So my stop loss is only going to be here, and if price does pull back to this zone, I'll either be looking to not even be in the trade at all, or I'll be looking to take another position with clearer rejections on the higher time frame. Next pair. The monthly, as you can see, tweezer top at a high, bearish candle pulling back now. We've had that wick up. We could potentially continue to push down further. The weekly, big push down, shift of structure, huge, big fuck off rejection. So we've had two rejections to these areas, right? Then we've had boom, strong buying pressure, very little selling pressure. So we go down time frames, right? And we see, well, go on with a thing. What you can potentially see here, guys, is yes, we may have. I don't see price pushing all the way down. I'll be real. When you look at this structure, you can see buying, rejection, and then sellers failed to push the price back down here, but they saw boom, sellers stepped in back in this region. I do think we could see the weekly reverse to create the lower high. But before that happening, we could see price have this pullback up, right? Reject the EMA, reject the psychological level, have a push back down, and potentially rejection to this area. As the reason being, right? So I have this left head, right shoulder break. We want to see the retest of this fugly type looking neckline, but the 4 hour again, the EMA, psychological level. This would simply just be a quick little trade. I would not be looking to hold this like a bad boy. I'd be looking to get in, get out. Just a quick little thing, because I could see price respecting around this area or this area, and then that could just be pull back, close, stop, and push up, and then you could see this to create that potential pullback. Do you get me? You got to look at it from all angles. We'll see. You're seeing what from this area? Buying pressure. Where are we again? Potential buying pressure. What you know about that? Selling pressure. Boom. Where again? Selling pressure. Where are we again? Selling pressure. Next pair. Right, this thing's pulling back nice on the monthly. We've had a big ass candle here, okay? I'm saying big ass candle. And we're looking for that continuation of momentum. As the weekly is also pushing up very nicely. It closed above the EMA, which I do think when we have the weekly pullback, that EMA could come into play to then push it up like an electric fence, with the daily also having a bullish engulfing push above, where we could also then see the 4 hour create a higher low to continue that daily push. Because what do we have? 4 hour shift of structure, daily engulfing. We're simply waiting for that wick pullback to this area / EMA potentially to hop in a little cheeky little trade here to then trade up back to these highs here where we saw that previous strong selling resistance from. And we also have the psychological level here, which is the main area to look to exit the trade. But somewhere in between this is going to be our take profit zone that we're looking to exit. But again, a lot of my trades that I'm analyzing and the way I'm analyzing them, it's more like understanding the current momentum and hopping in on it. Like, I'm not trying to hold for days and days on end. I'm just trying to get in and get out. That's what I'm seeing in the markets. Next bet. Monthly's had a big fuck off rejection from this previous resistance. So hypothetically, we're at a high, okay? Or a potential high. The weekly's pulling back like this. We're at a high. Such a strong bearish candle from the weekly with so much downwards potential. The daily's just seen a stupendous shift of structure closing below this. Why this is structure? Because we have two previous areas of interest, two previous structure points right here that we can use to validate this support zone for structure. But we've just had a beautiful push, pullback, push. Now we're looking for a pullback and then another push. It's just plain as day, simple as fuck. That is the cleanest. So it's probably. But sorry, my brother. Sorry. Go back. Yeah. 4 hour. Boom. Look clean. It looks clean. Look at that big ass support, right? Look at that big ass support. Like, don't you just want to spread that open? But you want to see a pullback. EMA, just stupendous. But when price does pull back, look how many rejections it took. It was like boom, 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 and a boom over there before it even broke through. Okay, so when we see this pullback, it's not just going to go boom. It's most likely going to go boom, 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 boom. So what's that going to look like on that daily, right? So we'll see that 2 days, 3 days pullback. Then we'll see some rejection on the daily, which will be 4 hour consolidation. Then maybe another daily where we have a small candle where it's like the 4 hours slightly starting to move. And then we see that boom, and we continuation of the trade. So this one's a patient one. Next is AUD CAD. AUD CAD is just like another pair that we've just analyzed. I didn't pay attention to the names, but market structure looks just exactly the same to me. Everything's market structure. I don't even need to look at the name. The name doesn't mean shit to me. The market structure means shit to me. Right, yeah, so we're looking at this, right? This is pretty much the same fucking thing. But boom, taps here, big bullish rejection. Boom, taps this level, big bullish rejection. Boom, taps this, bullish rejection. Where have we just tapped into? All of those areas, right? All of those areas. So I go on the weekly, I'm like, well, go on, okay. Oh, it's pulling back super strong. Not, it had a small little candle here. Maybe that could have led to a reversal. But then we've had a strong close on the weekly. We have this beautiful zone up here to retest previous structure and the EMA and a psychological level for the potential lower high to continue pushing down if the monthly intends to. So I see there's still upwards potential on this market for the lower time frames. So now I'm on the daily, I'm seeing, oh, a morning star. That's a bullish pattern. Price breaking above the EMA. Rah, right? Now I see the 4 hour just like the other pair. Beautiful shift of structure bullish. I'm waiting for that pullback to reject the EMA, right? And then why we could potentially see that rejection, strong rejection from the EMA, is because that would be the daily coming below its closed above, super strongly closed above EMA. And what that would look like is this, right? You see how we had this, this was at one point, I'm just going to make sure you can pay attention to what I'm doing. This big ass wick, right, was a huge bullish candle engulfing all these at one point, but then it came back down. Why? Well, one, the trend was pushing down, but it rejected the EMA, right? That EMA had that rejection on the lower time frames. I don't know what that looks like. We'll just take a quick look because this has me interested now. Yeah, look, price came up, shifted bullish, but then had that huge rejection, right? At the time frames. Huge rejection, shifted bullish, but we understood it was the daily EMA. And the power of the EMA is more so the point, right? And again, over here, I'm going to highlight it so you can see. Strong close above, price comes back down, rejects it. Yeah, that's what we're basically looking to happen here, but with obviously added confluences from the lower time frames of why price could reject this EMA and continue to push to the upside. So that 2 hour, I do not want it to push up anymore. Ideally, I want to see this 2 hour reject this level, come back down, tap this EMA, and spunk it up to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. Again, another just quick whoop, in and out thing. So, man, we'll go to the next pair. I'll go to the next pair and tell you what to see. This, I'm waiting for a daily pullback. The weekly shifted structure bullish, indicating we're at a low. What else has happened? We've had a huge rejection at a monthly low. We've just had a weekly shift of structure indicating that that low is a potential lower low. And now that we're going to pull back to create a potential lower high. But we move down time frames now. We see a splendid break above, right? Shifted structure on this push, splendid. Now, this first pullback is where we want to get in. This is where we have the highest probability for the highest reward. This first pullback after the shift of structure, which happens to be around a psychological level, the EMA, the area of interest, everything you want to see in order to enter the. And then we're just waiting for price to pull back on the 4 hour. That's literally it. I'll set my alert above here just so I can see when price is coming down. And then another at the actual area of interest. That's straightforward as it be, but I'll be looking to close, take profits around these levels, right? We have a psychological level here, and then we have that next structure point. So just like I did on the other pair, that's horrible. This, right? This zone is our take profit zone, where we'll be looking to see rejection candlesticks and then be looking to exit somewhere within this. Simples. Trading is really simple, guys. It really is simple. Boom. You ever seen anything so sexy in your life? Huh? Yeah. Monthly, bullish pressure here, but we rejected, indicating we're at a potential high. This does not count test This does not count as a retest. The weekly has the potential to come back and form a stronger rejection zone, to pull back here, reject again, EMA to come up in time for it to just give it a little wick and then push up. But the daily, why do we say price might push down? Because the daily bearish, man. Yeah? You see? You see this? You see this? Price shifted bullish. Oh, okay, we might be at a low. And now we're going to make a new high. No. Price shifted structure bearish here. And we're simply waiting for a pullback. Yeah? I said a pullback. Oh, look at it. It's just so nice. It's just so nice. A pullback, which would be 4-hour lower high. Absolutely fucking splendid. Obviously, this is the first lower high, which, like I just said, this is the highest probability place to enter, the best place you want to enter, and you had all that potential. But now we're just going to have to wait for this trade. After we've had the rejection, indicating the momentum's in the market, now we want to catch that lower high. But in order to do so, I do think we might see push up, consolidation, push down. Psychological level, 4-hour EMA, area of interest. Beautiful. And yeah, again, I just love that weekly. That weekly evening star just indicates so much to me. But what I'm looking at is that weekly wick pullback, boom. Weekly wick pullback, boom. You get me? One of them ones. Next pair. Well, how many pairs we got? We've got 3 more pairs, right? 3 more pairs to analyze, to strategize, to profitize. Big bearish engulfing, right? Huge rejection to this zone. We've had a big rejection, push up, come back down, rejection, push up, come back down, rejection, push up. But what do you see? Left head, right shoulder for the monthly. I'm not going to go on to another time frame above that, but you can see the formation forming. And now every time we push down below this zone, we see price close below, it eventually pushes up and holds above. Price pushes up, pushes below, eventually pushes up, holds above. So we're looking to see that push up, right? And we could potentially see that from this. We could see price do this, break, retest. That's why my take profit is at this level. Because when we come down to the daily, you can see how we have the potential for, we shifted this structure now. We want to see boom. See, I'm gonna paint a picture for you now. This is what I'm seeing. Okay, in my mind, this is what I'm seeing. Boom, 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 and then from this point we don't. But this is kind of what I'm seeing in my mind, right? And we are currently forming this part of the move, potentially. This part ain't happened yet, but this part is a potential to happen. And I want to get out at this high, which would be up here. But that's what we're waiting for to happen. But in order to do so, I'll wait for price to pull back down, have a daily rejection, the 4-hour to shift structure back bullish. So this trade, this is more of a day swing trade. Next pair, right? Next pair is a bit iffy. It's a bit of an iffy one. You can see how fucked up this is on the monthly. Absolute filth, right? Absolute filth. The daily, sorry, the weekly, we've pushed up above the EMA. The EMA is really giving this trade points right now. We've pushed up above the EMA, above this resistance. Looking for potential use as support now with the EMA incline and the 92 psychological level. But what do we see? We see beautiful, right? We're still bearish, but beautiful structure for a boom, 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 boomba right? And again, we have not psychological level, sorry. The psychological level is here, which is 194, which just lines up beautifully, right? With what? You cheeky little bastard. Lines up beautifully with the previous structure. So you're telling me that this is not a good I mean, obviously we want to trade to come back down deeper. Yeah, deeper. And then give us a little thing like that, right? To that previous structure point, which also happens to be the weekly structure point, which also happens to be a daily resistance. You get me? So this trade has potential, but we need the 4 hour to pull back a little deeper, give us a rejection from the EMA, and to sort me out nice, man. I need it to sort me out nice. Give me a 1 hour, 2 hour shift of structure, and I'll be happy to take this trade. Yes, sir. Next pair. Simple, efficient. Well, that's how we like it in life. That's how we like it. Simple and efficient. Nothing needs to be complicated and confusing. Same fucking thing. Complicated and confusing. My man's got his dictionary out today. Right, monthlies is it why I think we could potentially push down is again just previous data, rejection from this area, rejection from this area, potential another rejection from this area. Why? Because the weekly is rejecting this area already. Evening star formation at high, wick pullback to see the continuation push down. Why am I on the daily? On the daily, I can see prices pushing down. Again, this is just like another pair I've already gone over. But I see this move not potentially being over. This little wick, this little graveyard doji indicating that we're going to continue to push down to create that overall shift of structure, then to see a pullback, then to see the real swing trade move. Why? 4 hour, boom, boom, lower high. Obviously not, like I've said before. This is the lower high you want to enter, that first lower high. We're going to be entering on the third, which is not ideal, but I see a cheeky ting, right? And I see the cheeky ting, and I'm like, maybe. This turns me off massively how price is rejecting this area. 1, 2, 3, failed to break below. But we'll see. This isn't my favorite pair overall. I might even just get rid of this pair, to be honest. I'm getting rid of this pair. Sorry, mate. GDP USD out a fucking window. So we're left with NZD USD, Euro GDP, Euro USD, GDP NZD, AUD USD, GDP AUD, AUD CAD, NZD JPY, GDP CAD, GDP CHF, GDP JPY. A lot of Great British pounds. So real quick, we're going to come here and we're going to check. I know you, man, can't see this, but I'm checking the news right now. Monday, USD, red folder. NZD, Tuesday, 2 red folders. Wednesday, 3 red folders, USD. Thursday, GDP, 4 red folders, and 1 red USD folder. Friday, GDP and CAD folders. But that's it for the market thing, right? It's been a good, how long has this been going? 43 minutes. I've been focusing on getting an hour of work in each day as well. Realizing, right, that when I'm not putting in work, right, I heard this quote. I heard a quote that I'm paraphrasing, but I was like, rah, that just hit me. And it's the results you want are in the work that hasn't been done. And that was like, wow. I want to be profitable, but what work am I not doing? I was like, wow, that hit me. Hit me like a motherfucker. Anyways, in a bit. Saggy tit.